But she's day to day. She did not practice yesterday. We're going to see how she feels today. Like I said, I'm just not going to do anything that's going to seriously jeopardize the rest of her senior year in order, to try to get whatever, I can selfishly from her. So hopefully, with the extra rest yesterday, she actually will be 2 days off. She took off Sunday. We'll be able to ease her back in there a little bit more because we certainly missed her.
Have you liked Erin DeGrade and Brittany Brewer kind of combining in relief? I mean, both hit double digits.
Yeah, I think those guys, it's fun. I didn't realize this, but we started a freshman and 3 sophomores and a junior against West Virginia. I didn't realize that until I went back and watched the game later that night. And it's kind of neat to see Erin and Brew keep chugging along and just keep getting better. And that's what sophomores do. They just keep getting better as the year goes on. So, I'm happy for those guys.
How motivated is the team just to go down in Austin and try to avenge the, 51-point loss here? They have
Thanks
to have,
for that reminder, Mike.
Oh, well, they have to have some pride going down there, and they have to be excited to try to, close it in and steal a win in Austin.
Yeah, you said it. You used the word and pride. And that's what we talked about yesterday is pride. Also made the players aware that this is the 100th meeting of the 2 storied programs, that they're part of one of the most storied rivalries in women's basketball. And you have to throw out records, and you have to throw out rankings, and you have to throw out current situations because you have to play for pride. And it's our turn, it's our time to bring something back to this, some meaning to this game tomorrow night. We have an obligation to do that, and we talked about that yesterday. Also asked Coach Sharp to come in and meet with the players, and so hopefully she'll be able to do that today and talk a little bit about what this game and what this rivalry means to her. And Swoops is also going to talk to the team before we play tomorrow as well.
Coach, obviously the ultimate outcome you guys haven't gotten to yet with the wins and losses, but you see every game the team battling back and getting better. Is that something that just for yourself is more motivational to see those? You haven't gotten that ultimate result, but all the steps up to it seems like they have been working.
Do you see it?
I do.
Good. I'm glad. I see it too. Little known fact, but I Uber to work almost every day. And it's weird because I've been doing this all year, and I could just toil in obscurity in the back of the Uber ride, knowing my Uber driver never knew who I was. 2 days in a row, as soon as I get in the Uber driver turns around and starts talking, about basketball. So it's like now every Uber driver in Lubbock knows where I live. That's okay. And so the Uber driver today, that's what we talked about the entire ride to work. Is we talked about how he sees the team is getting better, and that he's sorry that it's not showing up in the scoreboard, but that it's been neat to watch how they continue to battle. And that meant a lot to me. So thank you, Mike, in the Prius. I appreciate that. One thing that's kind of cool is I reached out to the seniors this morning, and I just said, hey, as we're going through our last 2 days of prep for this game, I'd like your input. What do you think we really need to focus on and spend our energy on? And I reached out to them individually, and it was really cool to get their responses back to me on the things that they thought, that we should work on this, and we got to practice this, and we got to do this. And I think if I would have done that maybe a few weeks ago, maybe I would have gotten responses like, whatever you think is best, or, just keep doing what we're doing. But they're actually showing some ownership, and which lets me know that they're still fighting and that they still want to get better. And, so I think that's cool.
How important is dialogue like that, not only with the seniors, but just with everybody, kind of just to continue to build them, as leaders for the future of the programming for the seniors, just to be able to close out their last year?
It's huge. So what we've been doing is every day we've been showing like a different video. Sometimes it's basketball related, sometimes it's not. We've exposed these kids to everything from the Women's March to Oprah's acceptance speech at the Golden Globes. Nick Foles, they had no idea who Nick Foles was. And yeah, I know that's sad. That's so sad, but it's true. Of course, K-Yao, we showed a lot of K-Yao videos, so Denzel Washington, Will Smith, anything that we feel like we could find any sort of motivation or inspiration as it pertains to life or the big picture. Last night, Grayson Bright sent me a video, and I thought that was kind of cool. So we're going to show Grayson's video today. So if the kids don't like it, then I'm going to make sure that they know it's Grayson's video. But once again, it's like that's what you want, right? You want them to not give up, to not quit, to continue to take ownership of their team. And then Grayson's a sophomore. And so what you're doing is hopefully is you're planting seeds in Grayson and moving Grayson in the direction of a future leader for this program.
Against Baylor, you talked about just having a conversation with the players and asking them, what would a win look like for you? Is Baylor, right?
Yes.
Are you going to have that same type of conversation as you guys head off to Texas?
No, we're just really focusing on pride and the significance of this rivalry. And like I said, with the seniors, of what do we need to focus on these next 2 days from their standpoint. This is your last time playing Texas. So what do these last 2 days of preparation need to look like?
Coach, in general, college athletes perform better at home than they do on the road. What have you seen from Texas at home compared to what you saw from them here?
Well, I mean, they're just – does that really apply to them? I mean, I don't know. They didn't look as focused against TCU, and they didn't look as focused against Kansas. Both of those were road games, but also both of those predated them playing UConn. So you can easily say, well, they were looking over TCU and Kansas in preparation for UConn. I really don't know. We went on Synergy this morning to look at Texas's weaknesses, that they are excellent or great or above average in every statistical category, offensively and defensively, except for one, which is transition defense. They're below average in transition defense. Unfortunately, we're not very good transition offense teams, so kind of X that out. I mean, they're just a really good team. And I think one of the things that Jada said that we need to focus on today, which I thought was really profound, is she said we really need to focus on our communication because it's going to be a loud and hostile environment in there tomorrow night. And I thought that was kind of neat. They're just a really good team, and I think you kind of throw away the home, away, all that kind of stuff with these guys. I mean, they're a top 10 team. What
are the metrics that you use to grade out a team? Does it make sense? You were talking about good, great, above average. What are some of the metrics that you're looking at when y'all define a team like that? Well, Synergy is the company that we use that most college programs use, and so they have all their data, literally all their statistics. And so earlier that was really, I looked a lot at that from a post-coach standpoint. I would look at the matchups, our post players versus the other post players, what their post players do well, whether it's scoring on the right block or left block, things like that. Now my metric is attitude, energy, and effort. It's not real scientific. So the seniors, they gave me all these great things. Coach, what did we do well against them? Where do we score against them? Our transition defense has got to be better. Maybe we should send 2 back and 3 to the glass this time. Really good stuff. But what all 4 of them left out was that we have to play harder than we played against Texas last time. We have to play with more of a sense of urgency. We have to play with more confidence and more courage than we had against Texas the last time. They all left those things out. All those other things matter and they're super important. But if we don't play with attitude of toughness, energy, and effort, then it'll be another 51-point game. I hate to say that. So those are the metrics in which I'm grading this program, this team by moving forward.